Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're a dog owner, you already know all the joy they bring, and yeah, some of the challenges too, especially when it comes to their health. Today we're going to tackle a really common one, finding a dental treat that actually cleans your dog's teeth without totally wrecking their sensitive stomach. And to really get why this can be so tough, let's start with a story. So, meet Buddy. He's this super happy lab, but just like a lot of dogs out there, he's got a pretty particular digestive system. And that right there is where our story and our whole problem really gets started.
And this problem is what we're calling the tender tummy dilemma. You know, it's that tricky balancing act between wanting to keep your dog's teeth sparkling clean and making sure their digestive system stays calm, cool, and collected.
So here's the real conflict, right? On one hand, you need treats that work. They've got to be tough enough to reduce plaque and tartar to head off serious health problems down the road. But on the other hand, for a dog like Buddy, you absolutely need gentle, simple ingredients to avoid all that stomach upset. So how in the world do you get the best of both?
Now, before we jump into the solutions, let's just take a second to talk about why this is so important. A dog's dental health is way more than just about fresh breath or a pretty smile. It is a massive piece of their overall well-being.
You know, the honest truth is, you just can't ignore your dog's dental hygiene. That buildup of plaque and tartar, it's not just a cosmetic thing. The bacteria from their mouth can actually get into their bloodstream and impact major organs, even their heart. That's why finding the right kind of treat is just so incredibly important.
All right, so you're standing in the pet aisle. What do you do? How do you choose? Well, to make it way simpler, we've put together a little checklist to help guide you.
Think of this as your roadmap. It's a 5-point checklist you can literally pull up on your phone the next time you're at the pet store feeling totally overwhelmed by the wall of options. It's all designed to help you make a smart, informed choice for your best friend. First up, and this one is huge, flip that bag over and look at the ingredient list. The rule of thumb here is that shorter is almost always better. You want to see whole foods you can actually recognize. And keep an eye out for red flags like artificial colors, vague stuff like meat byproducts, or chemical preservatives. Those are so often the real culprits behind an upset stomach.
Okay, number 2. Think about grains. For a whole lot of dogs with sensitive tummies, common grains like corn or wheat can be a real problem. So, trying a grain-free option might be the answer. And that doesn't mean you're skimping on fiber or anything, it just means those nutrients are coming from easier-to-digest sources, like sweet potatoes or peas.
Protein is obviously super important, but where it comes from really matters. You want to look for high-quality proteins that are easy on their system, things like chicken or turkey. Now, you might also see something called hydrolyzed proteins on a label. Don't let the fancy word fool you. It's just a way of saying the protein has been broken down into tiny pieces so your dog's body doesn't even recognize it as a potential threat. It makes it way less likely to trigger a reaction. This is a big one that people often forget about. The treat has to be firm enough to actually scrub the teeth and get that plaque off, but you never want it to be so hard that it could actually crack a tooth. Getting that size and texture just right is totally key for it to be both safe and effective. And finally, maybe the most important step of all, just talk to your vet. Seriously, they know your dog's specific health history, and they can give you the absolute best advice on what brands or ingredients to look for and which ones to run away from. They should always be your partner in making these kinds of decisions. Now, if you're someone who wants total and complete control over every single ingredient, you can always make the treats yourself. And trust me, it's a lot easier than you probably think. I mean, just look at this ingredient list. It's exactly what we've been talking about. Simple, natural, and gentle. We've got brown rice flour, some pureed pumpkin, which is amazing for digestion, parsley for fresh breath, and a little coconut oil. All things you can feel really good about giving your dog. And making them could not be simpler. You just preheat your oven, mix all that good stuff together, roll it out, and bake. In about 25 minutes, you've got your very own custom-made, stomach-friendly dental treats ready to go. So let's circle all the way back to Buddy. After his owners went through this exact process, all the research, checking the labels, talking to the vet, what happened? What was the result for him?
And this is the payoff right here. Yeah, it took a little bit of trial and error and a really important chat with their vet, but they found the perfect solution. It was a store-bought treat that checked every single box. Simple ingredients like rice and poultry and 0 common irritants.
And there it is, the happy ending. A happy dog with a bright, clean smile and a calm, happy tummy. It's that perfect balance we were talking about right from the beginning.
And it just shows what's possible when you go into it with the right information and a clear plan.
So, we'll leave you with this thought. By using these guidelines, whether you end up buying them at the store or baking them in your kitchen, you have everything you need to find that perfect balance for your own dog. The only real question left is, what's the right choice to keep their smile bright and their tummy happy?